Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to the southern wing of the Stink Bug Works. Today we're going to look at this, although I may not have as much time to work on it as I really want to. I have some other projects that require my attention, so this being what it is today, Thursday, maybe I'll get a chance to work on it this weekend, but we're getting close. Behold, hardware. Only one thing missing, the hose that goes into there. And I'm really not exactly certain how I want to do this. I have a couple options. I'm going to use a blast pickup, and I'm going to use props of that size. This is a 632. I think I'll start off with a 632 on this. That should be a good prop combo for this motor. Now, I want a blast pickup kind of off of this edge, picking up the water as it flings out here, and ideally it should almost be sticking out like this and coming back. So the question is, how do I want to mount this? I could take a piece of carbon and bolt it onto the strut here and mount a pickup some way like that. I'd use imagine this G10, this carbon. I could stick it up here like this and drop my pickup down and bend and shape the pickup tube as necessary. But remember, I broke my ESC mount the other day, the little thin one. Well, I now have a new one, and it's very solid. And I made it out of this carbon fiber angle. Now, this was the broken piece, and you can see this stuff is 0.5 millimeter, and this stuff is 1.5 or 2 millimeters thick. So this stuff is plenty rigid. I could make my standoff from this, drill a hole through just a small tab of this that the pickup would go through, and that would be my pickup, just a carbon fiber plate with a little tab that stuck off on one side. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. That would allow me to offset the tube quite a bit to one side, and I could take up that distance. I also would really prefer to glue, to epoxy a nut in place here with a nut retainer, because I'm going to have to be taking this on and off all the time. I'm going to have to be taking this on and off all the time to service the strut or service the cable, because I can't get the cable through the strut this way, so the strut has to come off. The cable's bigger than the strut diameter. So if I epoxy a nut in a nut plate on here, it'll just make it easier taking this on and off. Now, remember the other day I talked about how I was going to do the strut, or I keep calling this the strut, the stuffing tube. And so you see where this shrink tube actually butts up against here, and I may put another bit of shrink tube from here all the way to right there. So that could be shrink tube. No water will ever get in there. And then this, I'll just not shrink it so tight that I can't get it on and off. It'll be jet cool. You'll like it. So that's where we are today. We're almost ready to run. All I need is cooling, bind and program the radio, and solder some appropriate connectors onto my batteries. And yeah, I can get the batteries in. It's not easy, but I can get the batteries in. Hello, there they go. There's one battery in. And with a little bit of effort, I can get, you know what? I haven't tried this battery since I put in the new ESC mount, and I may have to revisit that. Well, boys and girls, see? Problem solving. Maybe I have to take... we're problem solving this together. Maybe I have to take this off and get it in this way. Oh, I'm going to have to take part of that ESC mount off because it interferes with the installation of the battery now. How about that? See, these are the problems you face when you do these little tiny custom things. Yeah, I could snap it in there, but it won't come out. So I'm going to have to trim off the back part of this ESC mount, and it will mount solely on the front. Well, guess what? That's the way it's going to have to be. Boys and girls, we discovered that together. So I need to modify... Oh, I need to do a weight reduction program on my on my ESC mount. So there you go. Problem solving. I think, like I said, I think I'm going to go with this and a glue-in nut and a little tab there that this will just go through there. I'll bend it appropriately, and this will be my height adjustment. I won't have any adjustment that way. There you go. Well, oh. You know, one of my viewers, I think it was Jim, asked what I call this thing. This is what I've been calling it, the T3. And then I showed some videos of Dave Villwock crashing the T3. I think he flipped it twice and got run over once. But the T3 had sort of a sordid history. Anyway, after I test run it and make sure it actually works and it's worth the effort, then I'll paint the thing red and put all these nice stickers on it. And then, remember, the Miss Exide became called the American Spirit when it looked like the American Spirit. So I might call this the T3 until it's painted. And then I think I'm just going to call it the Bud. Hey, Bud. It's the Bud. Until next time, boys and girls, jet out.